It's a Tuesday morning, not a bad-looking one, and Mike Barrett is in for our weekly installment of Good Policies. What do you think of the sunshine, huh?
Thinking it's great, and I've got my breakfast coffee, the breakfast of champions.
It is. Actually, one of our listeners this morning was telling us how cold it was in Burke Hollow, and then it was even colder when he went through Bugsby Crossing. And I said, yeah, well, this is when we thank the weather gods for coffee, and he typed off in capital letters, yes.
Absolutely. Now, it's winter. It's February in Vermont, and, I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of giddy about the fact that we got snow on the ground, skied at Burke. So last Thursday, side story before we get into insurance, because, that's the fun part, right, Jeff? So school was canceled last Thursday, so it was a snow day, right? Well, I'm a ski chaperone anyway for the Waterford School, so I have Thursdays off anyway. Ethan gets up. I'm like, dude, we have a choice to make. And we chose wisely. We skied Burke. We had a blast.
I was going to say, you didn't go into work, did you?
No.
Well, one of our listeners got qualified this morning in our Valentine's Day giveaway. I asked her if she was sick of the snow. She said, no, I want to hit the slopes. I said, you go, girl.
Conditions were awesome.
All right. Let's talk insurance. I remember through some of our talks here, we've heard about something, and I sold cars, so I don't know how this is happening, but we've heard about people purchasing a new or new-to-them vehicle, right?
Yeah.
They buy it from a dealership. Not many cars sitting on people's front lawns for sale anymore. Saying that the salesman was setting up the insurance coverage on their car. Is this still going on? Is this a real thing?
It is a real thing. It continues to happen. And I've had people reach out, hey, I haven't gotten my new ID cards yet. I'm like, okay, that's a weird way to start a conversation. What new ID cards? Oh, the auto dealership didn't let you know? No, it's not. Now, remember, the fundamentals of an insurance policy. It is a contract between you and the insurance carrier. Now, of course, in the process of that, I am the insurance carrier, so it's a contract between you and me, all right, more or less, and if you want to go into the greater scheme of things. So you have to be a party to the contract. So if changes are occurring, you have to initiate them. So even if the car dealership by chance did call, we can't make a change to your policy without you, without knowing that it is true, without knowing that you want to keep the same coverage or maybe change coverage. There's a lot of variables there.
So is this similar to the HIPAA?
Not really, no.
Well,
it is and it isn't, right? It's not a legal precedent necessary, but it's a contract. And in honoring the contract, there is no way that I'm ever going to change a policy because a bank or auto dealership told me to. It's always going to be because the individual whom we insure has told me to. That's the way it works, and that's the way it should work with every insurance policy.
So like when I call the bank, because I don't have internet to do any online banking, and they ask me for identifying information, I mean, you're similarly going to say, oh, do you have your policy number handy or something like that, right?
Yeah, honestly, with us, if you call us up and say, I am so-and-so, we look you up and go, hi, so-and-so, and we don't need necessarily a lot of qualifying data because we know who our clients are. We know who these people are. We hope we've built a relationship with them over the years, even if it's only been a short period of time. But, another great example, Jeff, other than, people relying on an auto dealership to call and make a change for their auto, they may call in and, well, let me just, one more point on that. If they call in and say, hey, here's a car, okay, well, did they buy? Did they trade? What did they do? I need all the details. There's a story there that we got to make sure that the insurance represents. But another side of the coin is on the home or even the business side, right? Or again, could go back to the auto in some cases for this. Say you're refinancing. Right? And a bank reaches out and says, hey, we need proof of insurance because we're refinancing for X, this person over here. I'm not providing a thing until I've spoken to that person. I want to make sure it's above board and it's correct.
So that would be kind of like somebody out there doing what leases are designed for. If somebody leases a car for 2 years, they get to the end of the lease and they want to buy it for the GLEV, guaranteed lease and value.
Look at you, Mr. Fancy Schmancy acronym man.
Sold cars. So if they decide to buy it, they got to carry that information over. That's going to change their insurance coverage.
It is. And so, it's such a key point, and it's easy. We're busy. I totally get it. I'm as guilty. Go to my truck right now. I guarantee you, if I got pulled over today, I'd be in trouble because I probably don't even have my current ID card. I get it. We're all busy. I hope that's not the case. I better check. But be a part of your insurance. Be your own advocate. And the same holds true for life, health, auto, home, everything. Be your own advocate. This is for you. This is your protection that needs to represent what you need when you need it most.
All right, hit the brakes for just a second here, okay? You mentioned something just a few statements back that I think is the key. As convenient as it is to do your insurance online, to hit up a website at the WW Wonder Place, right? It's not personal. You even said yourself, you and your crew at Barrett Insurance have a direct connection and you've built a relationship. That is one of the key ingredients to a local business.
Yeah, we believe so. Yes, absolutely. And one of the greatest parts, you mentioned going to the online. Here's the thing. If you are one of those folks, and I'm kind of one of those do-it-yourself kind of folks, I mean, there are certain things, like certainly banking and financial things, I tend to really want that relationship. That's how I operate. So I would still operate that way with my insurance too. But a lot of the companies offer apps. They offer web portals where you can go in and make these changes yourself. And we can, as your agent, see these changes. And I'm not going to lie, if I saw something go through, I'm like, that doesn't look like that's what they really intended for. We're going to reach out. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to go like, saw you changed. Was this what you really wanted? So it's kind of a perfect scenario where you kind of have a supervisory above and beyond. It's not a bad thing.
It certainly is, and a great subject. Going to shift gears as we prep to wrap things up because, like you said, you're busy. This is the time of year you've got to think about your properties. I have about 14 to 16 inches of hard-packed and fluffy snow on my roof. If you have a building out there with snow on it,
mitigation is key. And this is coming from a guy who practices what he preaches on that. If you drive by my house, you'll see that I have taken the snow off the eaves of my garage and all of my porch on my house and some of the eaves on my house where I'm concerned. Mitigation is key. You as part, again, we go back to the contract where the insurance company's there with the checkbook open, ready to go for a covered loss. At the same time, there are some level of expectations set upon the insured to mitigate further loss, or to mitigate the possibility of loss, right? So if you can, and you feel, because this is ice dam season. Let's not lie. That's what's going to happen. You're getting that sunshine during the day like we're having today and those frigid overnights. You're getting the melting and the freezing. You're going to get those ice dams. And then the next time it melts, that water that's going to try to be running is going to stop at the ice dam. And where is it going to go? It's going to look to penetrate your house. So be prepared.
Well, my neighbors are taking care of that when I drove home on Friday. I myself am not in any physical condition to do it, but I saw the ice jams.
Yeah.
Tell them how they can get in touch with you, Mike.
Ice Jams, by the way, was one of my favorite albums in the 90s. Sorry. You can get a hold of Barrett Insurance right on Portland Street in St. Johnsburg. We're online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency, and I missed our number, 802-748-5224.
Ice Jam.
Ice Jam. No, that was ESPN Jams.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that wasn't by Pearl Jam, was it? All right, headed up to our Beans Hometown Minute and music from Charlie Puth and June Cook on Magic